Ask Fort Worth Playboy, and this is a common question, how to deal with a girl who flakes. Hang on 1 second, if you will bear with me. I'm at the point where I don't know if I'm seeing anybody's messages. Okay, ask Fort Worth Playboy, forgive me. How to deal with a girl who flakes. Radio silence. You are unaffected and move on quickly, and you should. You cannot discipline, call out bad behavior on girls that are not invested in you. It is a waste of time, and it makes you look weak. If you want to re-engage her later, open with, hey, Flaky McFlakster, and wait for a reply. Girls are going to flake. It's part of their nature. The younger and the hotter they are, the higher their propensity for flaking. There's all kinds of indicators of who will flake the most. And it tends to go under 25 and the more attractive girls, because options and opportunity and skittishness, it's like hunting deer. They're like all over the place. So what do? Nothing. You will discover over time, well, one, it makes you mad. I get it. And you want to like set her straight or fix the problem or tell her what the deal is. But if you're not fucking a girl, they don't care what your opinion is. And all it will do by calling her out or trying to discipline her is it will confirm in her mind that you're a weird guy that needs to be avoided. She will confirm her own horrible behavior by your actions. Again, there's nothing you can do about it. It's part of the game. It's something you have to recognize as a player is going to happen, and you roll with it. And the hotter they are and the younger they are, the more often it's going to happen. Make no mistake, older women that don't have as much value on the market will still flake because they're women and they can't help it. They still think they're 18. Again, girls pretty much stop at 18 as far as mental development. But the deal is you cannot discipline them, and all it will do is confirm their suspicion that you're a guy that just doesn't get it. But on the upside, should you not react, you've got, a setup with a girl and she kind of disappears. A lot of times in the next 6 weeks to 6 months, they'll swing back around and they'll show back up. And 99% of the time, again, none of this is your fault why a girl flakes. It's an ex came back on the scene. Ex-boyfriend got out of jail. Baby's daddy showed back up. Ex-husband's back on the scene. Father of their children. Ex-boyfriend. Some guy that she dated for 3 years showed back up. Again, generally, it's someone who's been there before you that is come back on the scene, and she has to focus. And she sure as hell doesn't want him to have any inkling that she's fucking other guys, even though she is, or she's seeing more. So you're the low man on the totem pole. You're an unknown value and an unknown quantity. And she's got a guy that is a known quantity. She's not having to actually increase her numbers with him. So she's going to focus in. Sometimes there's other things. Sometimes kids get into trouble. Sometimes, they have to like move. And I've had that where they move to go help like family and come back. So, and again, there's usually a guy involved. And make no mistake, they're having sex with someone this entire time. It's not just they're like out being Mother Teresa. But again, should they come back around, you just pick up where you left off. And I give it two schools of thought, because some guys, they absolutely have to have the last word. And so if you want to tell her off when she swings back around, that's your prerogative. The thing is two schools. You don't really say anything. You don't say anything. You just pick up where you left off, because you're a guy that just gets it, and you're going to get laid. This guy has the satisfaction of knowing mentally he's satisfied. He got to tell her off. But these guys don't get laid as much. So you got to figure out which school you want to be in. And I generally went with this one, and it seemed to work out for me. But I respect that the guys, there are some guys that can't, they literally probably can't perform because their feelings are hurt and their ego is involved, which is just the way they're wired. So they have to tell her off at some point, and that's understandable. You just have to know which school you're in, so when they do swing back around, you know what you're going to do, what your options are. And on this side, you just pick up where you left off, as if she never flaked in the first place. And eventually, they'll tell you what was going on. I've never had a girl that didn't eventually go, oh, you know what? I want you to know I felt really bad about, and then they'll tell you that their ex-husband showed back on their doorstep, or, they got back with their husband, just whatever was going on at the time. Again, when a girl flakes, it has absolutely nothing to do with you, what you did, anything at all. You cannot change your game because girls flake, because otherwise you'll always be changing your game. Again, if you absolutely have to, reach out, give them like 4 to 6 weeks and just go, hey, Flaky McFlakster. I think I spelled that right. And it actually works better than you would believe if you haven't tested it out. It actually works pretty good. And they'll reply, and then you can hook up, or, this is for people that want to hook up with girls. And again, it's just a lot of pickup, or a lot of meeting women is timing. You got to kind of hit it at just the right time. Like right after they've broken up with a guy, they're open to suggestion. You have to hit good timing. And a lot of times you might hit that Flaky McFlakster right after she's broken up with the boyfriend for the 3rd time. It happens all the time. It's just a matter of timing. Again, if a girl flakes, it has nothing to do with you. When she comes back around, you decide what you want to do with her. You can't discipline her. She's going to be gone. This is part of it. But you have the satisfaction, or you can get laid more. Again, Flaky McFlakster works. And if you guys have any questions, just let me know. It's pretty straightforward. Again, it happens to everybody. Nobody has 100% close rate. Oh,